Hello and welcome to Miss Loisel's podcast. I have a special guest here, Mr. Santos Bonacci. We're actually pre-recording this since we had some technology issues happening with sound. So it's my honor to invite Santos Bonacci tonight to be our guest here. And with that, would you like to give a short introduction of who you are and your work in syncretism?
Yeah, thanks, Amy. So what I do is syncretism, which is ancient, an ancient science. In fact, it's the first of all sciences because everything was one. When mankind had full access to their consciousness, their divine consciousness, uh, they knew all this. It was everything to do with science and religion and all fields of knowledge were all considered to be one. It's just knowledge, science. Science is one way of putting it because it's the Latin word for knowledge. So eating from the tree of knowledge, etc., all those themes about don't read those books from the devil, and things like that. So, but another way you can call it is the perennial philosophy, because it's always been and it always will be, and you can't eradicate it, you can't deny it. You can only befuddle certain people that belong to certain churches by saying, "Oh, yeah, well, yeah, sure. If you read Bhagavad Gita and the Quran and the Jewish literature, it's pretty much saying the same thing. Jesus seems to be the same hero in
All the stories.
all the holy scriptures with a different name, but did the same things. Hung around
Like,
with tax collectors, hung around with prostitutes." You know. Healed a few people, raised the dead. Every book has the same guy doing the same thing. You know, so
yeah.
it's the perennial philosophy, and what it's teaching you is that those people, they don't exist. They were not people. Moses and Jesus and they were not literal people. They are archetypes in you, because everything is in you. The kingdom of God is in you.
It's within you. Yes.
So, you know, you can go back to Krishna and Arjun, where Krishna says at the Battle of Kurukshetra, you have to kill your family. If you don't kill your family, you're not going to serve me. Now, why would God want someone to kill their family? Family is sacred. Well, it's not literal. And no one killed anybody. It's a story. It's a story about how you kill your family of
Vices.
unwanted, invasive emotions that talk to you. Oh, this wound. Oh, that wound. Oh, my brother. Oh, my uncle. Oh, that guy who hit me. Kill them. Just, they don't exist. Kill them. Kill your enemies. You behead them like David, First he
Yeah.
first he slung this little stone and popped dead, and then he got the sword out and chopped off the head like Perseus did to Medusa. So you got to chop the head off the thoughts. The head means the beginning. So when you start having bad thoughts and you start, oh, if only I could get my vengeance on that person or whatever, stop, kill him. it's hard to do. I mean, wow. Um, you know, I accept these interviews, but I don't feel worthy at all. I mean, I don't feel worthy of syncretism and its holiness and its perfection and beauty and how lovely and so
Amazing.
amazing and magical syncretism is. And I'm just a vessel of it, and I'm a very feeble and inadequate vessel of it at
Are
times.
you sure about that? You're one of the greatest syncretists that walks the planet Earth at this time, and even for centuries. I mean, who can you tell us Plato's schools is your school better than Plato's schools? I mean, really, you're really great. So to say that you're not worthy, then who is worthy of syncretism? I mean, really, Santos, you have to be worthy of syncretism. You're teaching the world it. How many hundred, there's 100 books with your name written on it that's dedicated to you because you're the teacher. You're the grand teacher of our day and age. You're reviving syncretism for the world. So you are worthy. Very much so.
Well, this is what I'm trying to impart to you and the listeners that I consider it just the most amazing gift that I could possibly bump into in in a lifetime, let alone millions of lifetimes. Like I just bumped into it, you know. Um, and I just feel like the donkey that brings the gold, right? So if a donkey delivers gold to you to your doorstep, you know, you don't you don't you don't kick the donkey, right? You
No, you think it.
you feed the donkey and you thank the donkey, but it's the gold that has the value. So you know, I often use that expression. I'm just the donkey bringing the gold, and how I was blessed to be able to continuously, despite a lot of torture and directed energy torture and what have you, over the last 20 years, continuously apply my mind to this one subject and put out content after content after content. I still
It's
think about
amazing.
that and it staggers my mind, you know.
Yeah, really. I mean, it's really amazing syncretism in general. And for those who have never heard of syncretism, if you had to sum it up in a nutshell, like I know you already kind of briefly went over what it is, but can you go and kind of summarize what it means in today's day and age and what it means for humans and everything, whether it's flat Earth or Tauruses or just the grand scheme of things with syncretism? If you could had to sum it up for someone that's never known about syncretism, doesn't know really what you're talking about, can you kind of give us a today's day and age application of it?
So you can go to Wikipedia and put the word syncretism in, and it really does a really good job itself. It's probably the best way you can understand what the word syncretism means, right there in Wikipedia. But I would sum it up as the key to understanding all things simply through the simple secrets of nature. Nature is very, very simple. It's Walter Russell said it's as simple as a pump. It's just a pump. Red shift, blue shift. So one red shift is radiating and blue is gravitating. And so, like the torus field, you see we have a blue chakra at the top of our torso, and at the bottom it's red. Well, that's a pretty clever torso. It's pretty smart, isn't it, really, when it has blue shift, indigo violet, which is really blue shift at the top, and red shift is at the bottom. Red shift has to do with the earth, Adam, red. Red is more, the devil's color, the color of creation, nature, red earth. It has to do with the long vibration and the dense, slow vibrating light, whereas blue is a faster frequency light and has more capacitance. So it's more powerful. That's why they're using blue beam, blue ray, blue
Blue
tube,
light.
etc., etc. So syncretism is the way for the mind to understand things simply. Whereas at school, we are taught that things are difficult to learn. They're not. They're not difficult to learn. Nothing's difficult to learn. So once you have syncretism, you have insights into everything, every single science, whether it's numbers change. The nature of numbers change in your life. You see how numbers influence you everywhere you go. Letters, words, the way you speak changes. The way you think changes, which is changing the way you manifest. So syncretism's, if I had to sum it up, is the saviour of mankind because it's the only system that's all-inclusive. Christianity won't do it. Islam's not going to do it. Hinduism's not going to do it. Buddhism, Judaism, they're not going to save humanity because they're exclusive clubs. And exclusivity in the oneness of everything that is not acceptable. It's just not acceptable. That's why syncretism must and will take over the whole earth in how we think, and we'll go back to Tartarian ways where humans think freely and don't have censorship and scrutinization and critique of their actions and their doings and being enslaved and monitored and ID'd and checked and contracted into systems. No. No thanks. We're not having it. Mankind's waking up, and what we want is freedom, prosperity, the ability to be able to share the work that we came to Earth to do. Not a job. I've never done a job in my life. Well, I've done jobs, but not sustained. I haven't been a job guy, right?
Yeah.
I might have.
You're a music guy.
Yeah. So I've done gigs and
Musician.
music most of my life, right? But I did jobs like fruit picking and things like tobacco picking. That was the first thing I did when I left school, right, at 14 and a half.
Mm.
Did that for 4 years. So that
Ready
was,
there?
huh?
Oh, okay. You just broke out for a minute.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I was just saying that I did do the odd job, but I'm not a jobs guy, like 9 to 5er. Never done that. I've always done work, which is different to jobs. So sometimes they're interchangeable, but not philosophically. Never. A job is a slave, and work is what humans do. That's what we do. We do work. So, and syncretism is part of that because the three pillars of syncretism is logic, physics, and ethics. So those are the three pillars. Everything has to be logical and understood, knowledge, tabulated, categorized. Physics, that's a no-brainer. The nature of things. What's stuff made out of? You know? Plastic, steel, iron, silicon, magnet.
Periodic table.
Yeah, right. So we think in terms of these things being solid, separate things. They're not. They're just musically vibrating at a different frequency to the next element and the next and the next and the next and the next. That's all it is. Just change the
A
frequency.
proton.
Yeah. You can go from hydrogen all the way to plutonium just by just
Changing the frequency.
everything's got hydrogen in it. Plutonium, all the elements below hydrogen, they all have hydrogen in them.
Because it's the basic block of everything.
Yep.
It's just a proton, which is just moving around. It's just vibrations, it's frequencies, everything sound frequencies. Nikola Tesla said if you want to know the secrets to the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And you do that, Santos. And you break it down and you teach it in your classes. And do you want to tell us when you do your in Central Mexico time, when you do your classes and what day you do it and where people can find them?
So on Patreon on Tuesdays, 2 p.m. and school on Thursdays, 2 p.m. So school is subscription based, Patreon is free, but yeah, and you can join Patreon for free, and then mostly. So I kind of retired. I just sort of, eh, that's done. Now I'm doing the guitars. I'm working on getting my fingers working properly again. Still, they're still very very weak, and I haven't played for 13 years. So and recently I'm getting back into that. So
Again,
so I've got more options now and more activities and more. I've just changed the way I live my life. Really, I don't. I don't have to just stick with the one thing so much. I put a lot of time and energy into syncretism, and I'm satisfied that I got a lot of content out. I don't want to be continually making content and just doing the one thing. Music's too important for me, and the sad thing about the one sad side effect with the beautiful life of syncretism that I've had is that I neglected music, and I think that made me bitter, and it made me angry because uh, I don't ever remember being angry when I was a musician, and yet I've been angry ever since I've been a syncretist, since 2011. And so I made that connection. I realized how just, even though I'm playing so poorly, I'm still getting enough satisfaction from music to make me realize that since I was a boy, I knew that music was one of the most happifying things that I could indulge in. And so I don't want to have it. I'm 62 now, you know. It's if I don't do a half an hour of exercises and play a few songs every day, you lose your touch a lot quicker, you know. So I kind of had no choice as well, because I know I'll be playing till the day I drop, which I won't. But
No time soon. You still have a lot of life in you
yeah.
to share with everyone and the world and music. And Santos, do you want to tell us about your albums and your music that you've made?
So I've got three albums out of the five that I recorded. There's a reason why two of them are not available, but I have three available on all platforms, and they've been available probably for over 20 years. I can't remember when I started making my independent music available digitally, but yeah, it was probably 21 or 22 years ago, and that was because I didn't want to sign any labels. I had four opportunities too, but I didn't like the conditions in in
Fine print.
the fine print. So so I thought to myself, well, how do I do this then? And I thought, because I'd made one album, and I thought, well, why don't I just go to the street and be a busker,
Why
Give it a,
not?
give it a go. And it worked. I had my CDs there, and people were buying them, right? Because I had the backing discs, and I was playing exactly what was on the CDs, and it took off. And then I had a duo, and then I had a band, and then I went back to solo and mixed it up. But there was always a duo or a band and solo. I did three ways of playing, and those days were happy. Like, they were really happy. If you go to my music channel, Santos Bonacci Music, you'll see me playing there solo, duo, and with my band. And you can see that it's a good life. You can see I'm having a really good life. It was good. People were buying CDs left, right, and centre. I'd go home with pockets full of cash. Yeah,
Nice.
it was really good. It was really good. Like,
Lovely.
mm,
You got to do what you loved and you got paid well to do it. And it's a residual thing. So that's nice that you set up for that for yourself.
yeah, it's kind of been a theme through all my life. So
Mhm.
my music is syncretic because there's no genre for my music. It's just my music. It's
Yeah.
it's a mixture
It's
of
unique.
flamenco, Latin, jazz, rock. It's funky. It's got everything. So, and that's the same with syncretism. It's got everything. And so now I've realized that these little girlfriends I've got here, they make me
The
happy.
guitars. The guitars make you happy. Well, do you think that happiness, when you were a musician before you got into syncretism, you've been tortured for just one more year than myself or harassed with in different ways. So, you know that this is a real thing, direct frequency energy weapons that you were talking about earlier on the podcast, and how they mess with technology all the time. People are being targeted on Earth here, a lot of people, and you've been targeted for many years. Do you think maybe that's made you angry and taken away from your happiness? Not just not playing music, but maybe from being a targeted individual for teaching syncretism. I'm assuming that's why it's why it's happening in your life. Do you think that's maybe why it's also taken away some of that happiness and brought some anger?
100%.
So do you think getting back into music will alleviate that and bring back the happiness and take that anger away?
Well, it is. It is.
Good.
Yeah, it's helping immensely. It's very therapeutic. I call it spiritual yoga. So, for instance, I could go in the morning out the back, and I could just have my guitar, and I could just strum two chords over and over again, like a mantra, like a chant, like over and over again, and yet it will modulate the accent of those two chords. It modulates. It starts with a certain attitude, and then it changes, and it goes through all the, and I go through all the genres with those two chords. It'll be
Mm.
rock, then it'll be jazz, then it'll be flamenco, then it'll be whatever. And that's like spiritual yoga, and it does. It makes me happy. But yeah, I've had a lot of trouble with this itching torture that I've had. It's caused havoc in my life, havoc. I've had to cancel shows, I've had to cancel presentations, I've had to write off whole days. I mean,
Mm.
I could have put out, I don't know, how many more times more content if I didn't have this torture. And on average, 3 days of the week just out of action, because of the itch and the torture. So, and it's still around, but it's not as strong. I'm
Well,
getting.
that's good.
Mm, you'll see that you can tell I'm looking really, really tired and lazy. That's another thing that it does as well, especially in the evenings. So it's what?
It's 8 probably there or
Yeah,
9.
nearly 9. I usually go to bed about 9:30, but that's another thing. It's not that I'm tired, but I'm sleepy.
Yeah.
If I could, I would just shut my eyes right now and fall asleep. I would, and I'll fall asleep.
Well, good for you. At least you're getting some sleep these days.
Mm.
Because I know that was a big thing for you before when we were talking. You used to tell me you had to take so many whatever pills to be able to get to bed. One, two, three, sometimes of them. So it's great that you're on a, you seem better now. You seem more bright. You really do. So I think you're doing a little bit better, more better than you think. Now, when you think about it, how bad it was before, you're getting better. Sleep's getting better. You're happier. You're in a good place.
Look, I think the same thing is happening externally in the world. Things are getting better. They're not getting worse. They're getting better.
Wow.
Mm.
That's a great positive attitude.
Yeah, yeah. We just can't see it yet because the media has still got a really strong hold over people, and the masses are still mind controlled. But if you know what you're looking for, and you know your history and how empires change, and how they reset, transmute, morph, but it's always Rome. Um, it's always the maritime law people. So if you know what to look for and the patterns of history, and especially if you look at centennial and millennial patterns, you'll see that history is cyclical and history
Yes.
does repeat. It repeats.
It does.
Yeah, so Alexander the Great, for instance, in one millennia will be Emperor Julian in the next millennia. And in fact, Emperor Julian said that. He said, I am the incarnation of Alexander the Great.
And Alexander the Great was obsessed with gods and knowing his history. And he was searching through libraries because he knew that there was something more to him and that there was God within him and that he had some divine birthright. He knew that there was something special about him. And the greats, they know there's something great about them. And we all have that hero within us. We're all that great being. But some of us are born on this planet with just a shining light that paves the way, and are incarnated again. And what do you think is in store for us in the future then with this positive, bright future that we have going on right now and these cyclical cycles with history? You know history better than most. You're a researcher and a historian in many things. So can you tell us what's in store for us in the future?
Well, if you think in the deepest of your heart how you would love to see the world, you know what I mean. It happens often. Sometimes it just comes upon you. You're just doing something in the kitchen, and all of a sudden you just have a feeling of living in paradise and knowing exactly how good that would feel. Well, if you're capable of having that feeling, then that's capable of existing
Mm.
because it's already in you. So we make it happen. Sooner or later, we're all going to realize that we've all been having the same dream from different perspectives, and that we're all the same individual, and that we're pretty glorious. And we never die. We never have died. We've always lived. Just because you don't remember it, like dreams, sometimes you don't remember them, but you had a dream.
Yeah.
I had a dream last night. I know I did. I don't remember anything about it, but I know I dreamt last night.
Yeah.
So um, it's probably what people call the 0 point. What are those expressions that a lot of people use?
Like seeing the light when you're sleeping
No, no. When we all
or
wake up,
one.
yeah, we all wake up to the fact that we are one, and we were all having the same dream, and that we are complete and perfect and God and wonderful and infinite, and we've just begun our journey of creating. You know,
We're waking up
yeah,
from this
yeah.
amnesia spell that we've been under.
Mm.
Because it's real. It's real. We've been asleep for too long and we're waking up. We're seeing the light. That's what's happening.
Yeah. So how do I know that things are getting better? Well, because so if you think in terms of linear time, we're waiting for tomorrow to be better. But tomorrow and today and yesterday, they're all in the same place. They're right here. Tomorrow's right here. So
In the present.
why wait for tomorrow for things to get better? Like make America great again. It's already great.
Yes.
Everything's great. In a sense, everything's great. We don't, yeah, we can improve countries and gardens and homes. We can improve things for sure, but the materials are already there for us. The free energy is already there. We're doing things all the wrong way. We made an electrical grid just so that people can work to pay to have electricity, and that's
It's just
free.
free. It's in the air. It's everywhere.
Everything's free. But
It should be. We've created it to not be, but it should be. And there's so many grids out there. There's the grids that the Earth just has, the natural energy grids of the planet where you have excess energy that's heightened. There's all these different energy grids within our bodies that connects to it where we spiritually awaken our inner alchemy just by being present in these places. And
Yeah.
can you tell us about these spiritual awakenings?
In what sense?
Like what's happening with syncretism in the sense of people becoming spiritually awakening through syncretism?
Well, sure. I mean, a lot of people are awakening at the higher level, like leaving churches, leaving ideologies behind, leaving politics and the delusions of, um, following certain parties and groups, and they're becoming more individualistic, individualized and individualistic. And people are, from the right, from the left, from the straight, from the gays, from the blacks to the whites, they're all just starting to think along the same lines. We are sick of working our asses off just to live in a house that's not mine. And the rent keeps going up, the food prices keep going up, and the jobs keep going down, and the pay doesn't go up, and we're sick of it. And we don't want to do it anymore. People just don't want to do this anymore. The rich don't want to do it anymore. The poor don't want to do it anymore. No one wants to do it anymore. No one wants these drab, dreary, horrible, hideous 9 to 5 jobs that you have to do and you only get certain holidays. And no, I
We're
work,
over it.
I work when I want to. I sleep when I want to. I don't wear watches. I don't have an alarm clock. I don't have to be anywhere, anytime. Never, ever. And I never will. I'm retired. I mean, I played those games when I'm young. When you get to my age, you broaden out a bit more, and certain activities don't have as much appeal and charm anymore. So you're looking for things that are not of tangible substance. You're looking for things that will make you more magic, more powerful, more insightful, more happy. And so I think that the misery and the wars and the troubles that are happening are going to work out good for people, because it's finally making them take a side, and it's not religious or ideological or political. It's just the side of whatever's right and whatever's wrong, and not do what's wrong and harmful, and do what is good and live and let live. And then people are starting to realize that that's basically what it's really all about. Where did we lose our way? Where did it become so complicated that we fell into the trap of education gets you a better job, and you have to pay for that, and that'll be for
Yeah.
30 years. Why? Why do you have to pay for it? That doesn't make sense. And then why isn't there a job for me for my particular qualifications, when school should make you qualified for everything? Not just to be a brain surgeon, to be a musician, to dance, to be a scientist, to do numbers, everything, 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 everything. School should teach you everything, not to be specialized on one thing and know nothing about other things. That's the reason why I left school at 14 and a half, because I thought, that's okay. I'll just buy my own books. And I did. The day after I left school, I joined a book club. And I had all these books coming, book after books, always.
Your bookworm.
My mother was going crazy. She goes, "Where do you get the books in the first place? And why do you want so many books? And do you read them?" You know, she was getting worried because she thought, this is not a normal kid. I want him to be normal, you know?
My dad complains about my books too. He's like, "Why do you have so many books? What are you doing with them? Reading them."
Yeah, but see, I've only read one fictional book in my life, and that was a gift from primary school to secondary school. I went to a technical college. The gift they gave me at uh, grade grade when I finished grade 6 and went on to secondary school was a book, and it was just a story about, I forget now, but that's the only fictional book I've ever read.
So you know about the good stuff, the nonfiction.
Yeah, well, I mean, even though it was mainstream, some of the history I was reading, like, I now know that it's wrong. Like, for instance, one example would be I used to like reading about the conquistadors and how they came here to the Americas, and then same with Captain Cook and the English in Australia. I used to like that history, but now I realise that that's all lies.
Yeah.
That's all lies. None of these so-called colonial buildings here in Mexico were built by lazy Spaniards. Like, do you think Queen Isabel and Ferdinand would send hard-working Spanish to go and make America built because the stupid Indians don't know how to make pyramids here in Mexico? Or no, no. See, the town just behind me, San Cristobal, it's been there for thousands of years. The
Hmm.
so-called colonial buildings that they say were built by the Europeans, it's so patently false. It's so funny now. I
They,
think I think there's enough knowledge about Tartaria and the ancient old world that no one's buying into the colonialization and building of backward countries like Africa and things like that. It's the other way around.
so do you think some of these buildings, like the pyramids and whatnot, are made from ancient alien life? Like I heard about Three Eye Atlas coming our way and how there's remote viewers communicating with them and how they're coming for the star seeds and whatnot. And just in general, throughout time, do you think some of these builders were other beings, otherworldly beings?
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it makes
Because
sense.
yeah, there's many orders of beings. Man is the 10th order. So from source, man is the 10th order of being. So above man is angel, then archangel. Uh, I sort of get confused in the middle, but there's thrones, there's seraphim, cherubim or cherubim, there's dominions. Anyway, so and creatures come from all of those 10 levels of emanations from source. They're called,
As above, so below.
yeah. And as for these asteroids that are coming and things like that, I wouldn't be surprised if these are just artificial simulation things. I really don't believe at all whatsoever that this is a natural phenomena at all.
They're artificial. What did you say?
It's artificial. It's a simulation.
Are you talking about Matrix?
No, this asteroid that's coming. What's it called? The one you just mentioned.
3i Atlas. I
Yeah.
just heard a few videos and people talking about it and how they're doing opening portals in CERN and communicating with these beings and how I don't know. I saw a remote viewer who was talking to these and they said that they're reptilian like, but who knows? Who
Yeah.
really knows?
Yeah. These days, I don't trust anyone that says anything at all whatsoever. I know, and if something is real, I will know when it's real, and you will know when it's real. That's why it says in the scriptures, don't be looking for God's kingdom to be coming from the east or the west, or it's not going to come with. I won't be returning with striking observableness. It will be like a surprise. It will be like something done without people even noticing it happening. The return of Christ is simply the return of our original state of not being so separated from each other and thinking that black people are different to white people and are different to whatever. It's all we're all swimming in the same ether. We might be different size and different color and everything like that. Well, that's what individuality is all about, you know.
And yeah, so this raising the Christ, can you talk about that in terms of raising the chrism?
Well, it's a natural process that happens anyway. It's part of maturity, where through life, if you're not an alcoholic, that is, and an abuser of drugs and violent and viciously angry, the natural process is that all the oils that come from the claustrum, which make the corpuscles for all the cells and molecules of your body, the claustrum, the Santa claustrum, Santa Claus in the North Pole, when all that has bathed the body and built all the body up, then the body returns the favor by pushing the oil back up into the cerebrum to reactivate the dormant brain cells. And that's going to happen naturally for many people. In fact, it happens all the time. People will be driving in their car and all of a sudden they don't know what's happening. Something's coming over them and they see the light and they see angels and they have a Kundalini experience, and all of a sudden, bang, they're in this bliss mode, and it happened. It just happened, right? That's part of this awakening process, where that's the oil coming back and returning the favor and bringing your carnal mind into a divine mind nature. It's called self-realization. And some people are afraid of that. That's why they say it's from the devil. Oh, the Kundalini yoga, it's from the devil and what have you. Well, that's because it's a powerful energy, like electricity. I mean, like a child, if a child's parent gets electrocuted and dies, and the child finds and learns that it was because of electricity, the child might say, electricity is from the devil, it's evil. Well, it can kill you. Does that make it evil? Yeah, electricity kills. But is it evil? Well, it's pretty handy lighting up my house and
Yeah.
doing this live.
Spotlight.
So yeah, it's that's how it will be with humanity. Everyone will awaken, but not to the same degree.
Right, that makes sense. And how does the pineal gland fit into this awakening, this spiritual awakening, and this psychoactive seed that's released once a month when the sun's and the moon's sign of that you're born in?
Well, the pineal gland eventually is going to be like an eye, the third eye. It's called that actually. It's called
Hmm.
the Ajna chakra and the third eye. So people who have a healthy pineal gland tend to be mystical and clairvoyant and intuitive. Now, people who don't have a healthy pineal gland, they may be spiritual, but they're not clairvoyant. They're not clear thinkers. They're deep thinkers, but they're not clear thinkers. So there's a big difference. So having the pineal gland is clean and illuminated is very, very important because, um, like I said, you can think deeply, but the clear thinker, the clairvoyant, is the one who sees clearly. Whereas these people who depend on channeling, it's very dangerous. Channeling is not at all a thing that I would ever practice.
No,
Oh no, no way. No, I don't do channeling.
you never know who you're channeling through or what
Well,
the entity is.
yeah, what channeling is, it's receiving images like photographs from the solar plexus. It's not coming from the third eye. It's not clairvoyance. So when people channeling from another entity, it's
Hmm.
because it's because they don't know diddly squat. So they need someone else. It's like I don't need someone to interpret in Spanish because I speak Spanish here. I don't need a third person to interpret. I'll do it myself, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, so why channel from anyone or anything when you can know it all yourself?
Well, we're not all that smart. I feel like not everybody's that awake. And even though they may be smart in their profession or in their study of school, when it comes to syncretism, most of the world doesn't have it like you. Most of the world didn't grow up and learn not only trilingual, but how many languages do you have? So many. And are able to put the languages, the science of pretty much words and swords and spells and putting everything together like you have it with syncretism. And you teach this in your classes. So thank you for your service there and teaching us and waking up humanity. But we're not that all intelligent like you.
Well, I'm glad you used the word intelligent because people like to use the word smart. Oh, he's a smart man. He's a very smart man. He made his millions. He's very smart. Smart is not intelligent. Like that is a smartphone, but it's not an
Mhm.
intelligent phone. It can never be intelligent. Clever. It's another word that's pretty weaponized. Clever people, you'll find a lot of those people in jail. Very clever. Clever is the sort of person that gets into mischief, because Intelligence is different. It's connected with divinity and ethics, whereas smart and clever is not. Only intelligence is. So um, I'm glad you made that distinction, because some people, you know this, everyone knows this because everyone's said it's at some stage of their life that people are stupid, right? We all say, oh God, people are stupid, right? People are so stupid, right? So so
Unfortunately.
yeah, well, that's again another symptom of nature in its fall. Um, it's not mostly our fault. It's the time that we're living in. It's called the
The
Kali,
age.
yeah, Kali Yuga, Iron Age, whatever you want to call it, Dark Age. But it's not really. It's just that time is ever present and um, ever now. It's just that things change. That's all. It's just describing change, and this lull in our consciousness where we think we're intelligent and we're not. The more we learn, the more we realize how little we know. Um, is connected with these cyclical changes in life. So when that 0 point comes, and I'm still trying to look for that word, singularity. That's it. People are calling it the singularity. So they believe that when we all wake up and we all realize, so that person that I really, really hate is just me. Oh. And that person that I said was ugly was me.
As within, so without.
And that hero that I read about called Jesus, such a wonderful archetype and hero, and wow, what a cool guy, is me as well. So you, you see all the parts of you that that you are integrating and discarding as you purify yourself. And then eventually one day we're just going to wake up or realize that, oh, I was God all along and I have unlimited powers and I chose to be limited and conditioned in a body and to be deluded and to experience pain and pleasure and lust and hunger and desire and wants and needs and will and courage. And so everyone else's experiences that they're having, you don't have to worry about your next door neighbour who's in a wheelchair or who's had an amputated arm or blind in one eye, because these are all experiences that are all going to be part of you being complete one day. So never have regrets about anything, you know?
No regrets. I like that. It's
Yeah.
all part of the hero's journey. That's what it reminds me of. The hero's journey, like we're all on our way to becoming the divine within us that we just have to realize through all these different archetypes that we try out, if you will, until we really find it, that all along it's us. We're already there. We're present. We're already it, you know?
Yeah. So it's innate in us for us to want to give honor to things that are glorious or things that are supernatural or magnificent, but they're just reflections of you, you know. We give undue adulation to actors and sportsmen. They're living they've got mansions all over the world. They're signing $700 million contracts now. Did you know that? That the highest paid musician, I think, is a footballer in America, or maybe even a basketball guy. He just signed $770 million contract for a year.
That's
Now,
wild.
yeah. Now, what's that sportman? What is he going to do with that much money in 1 year? Is he going to give that to any of the poor people that are starving? You know,
Hopefully. I hope so.
I'm not saying I don't know. You know, but does do they stop and think of the discrepancy of $700 million just for playing a sport? Not for contributing to humanity's improvement in any way. Like, I guess watching fine sportsmen improves your life because you get to see how beautiful the human body works and how, when it's tested, and when a sportsman is very, very athletic and fit, to see what the body can endure. You know, it's great to see a boxing match or a horse race, to see, you know, how animals and creation can be tested and how excellent they can be. But in the end, it's all a reflection of you. And we're going to realize this, and we're going to realize that all of our opinions and all the arguments that we ever had were really pointless, because, you know, we were working with very, very limited tools. It's like when you're a 2-year-old child, your parent doesn't buy you a bicycle or a complicated gift like a watch or something like that. No, you get a little doll, a little fluffy doll, you know, like something like
Like a pony.
yeah, here's this tissue with a mustache and legs. There you go. And the kid goes, oh, yes, yes. It's only 2 years old, right? But
Yeah.
but then when it turns 3, it looks at its toy box and it says, Mummy,
I don't want that.
I don't like these toys. I want different toys. And so
Yeah.
the toys get more and more sophisticated. And that's how our evolution is. If you work on yourself and you are growing, and you know you're growing and you're self-improving rather than comparing yourself to other people, then you know that you're discarding aspects of your nature which no longer serve you. Anger, frustration, bitterness, rivalry, jealousy, envy, lust, greed, gluttony, desires. The less desires, the happier you are. How does that work? You know, when you desire something, you know, you want that girl, you want that guy, you want that car because the cool guy around the block, he's got one and it's the coolest car. That doesn't make you happy. It's not wanting those things and letting the people who have them enjoy them that makes you happy. If they've got a Ferrari,
Bless you.
be happy for them. They've got the Ferrari. You don't have to. You see, we overthink things. We worry about things when someone goes to jail or goes to war and gets killed. We think that's going to happen to us. No, that happened to them. You don't have to worry. Whatever bad thing, homeless people, don't start thinking, oh, one day I'm going to be homeless. No, The homeless people are homeless because that's where that's
That's
happening.
where we're at.
That's what's happening. So um, so long as you're improving and working on yourself, you won't be jealous of the people who are doing better than you, or worried about the people who are doing worse than you, that don't have your health, that don't have your skills and talents or whatever, or that are in jail. There are a lot of people right now, for instance, right, that are in jail for smoking a plant that God made, for instance, right? And they're getting raped, and they're probably thinking, how cruel is life? You know, I mean, I just happened to get pulled over by the cops, and they smelt some of that naughty green plant, the devil's lettuce or whatever it is, and now I'm doing 6 years because I had too much. What? You're getting caged because you happen to take a liking to a plant that exists, and some government made it. Now, so you've got opposite ends. You've got over here, you're looking at the people that are not doing as well as you and that are suffering calamities that you could never wish on your enemies. And then you're seeing people that appear to be getting richer and happier and more successful and all of this other stuff, right? Well, just be who you are. Don't look at them and don't look at them. You make your world. You always have to make your own world. And generate your own happiness. Doesn't mean you can't be angry. It doesn't mean you can't be anything other than happy, but you have to learn how to generate your own happiness. Otherwise, you'll be depressed.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people fall into that trap. They get depressed over a lot of things. And so, like you said, we need to generate our happiness. And how else do you think in syncretism how to live? Like, what does syncretism tell you about happiness and how to live in general?
Well, the ethics side of syncretism is pretty much common sense. You know, all things being equal and without having interference from ideological parenting or schooling or government programming, we have a thing called common sense. We know that if you go like that really hard to someone on the nose, they're not going to like it. It's called punching someone in the nose. So it's common sense. It doesn't have to be taught to you. Yeah? It's like a bird, it knows it's sitting on its nest and it's just got its wings, little bird. It knows the very, 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 very minute and second that it should take off to fly. And until such time, it'll sit there and he'll turn around and he'll think about it and he'll turn and he'll think. And the moment he jumps off, that was the right moment. And so the same is with us. If we realize that we are all things are in us, as without as within. Whatever is outside is in us. So the wars that are happening, they are wars that are happening in you. It may be your liver is struggling, and that will manifest by a war in Iran or Israel. And it might be everybody might be having the same symptoms. You see, disease is not always isolated. You can contract a disease from someone else, right?
Of course.
Same with mental.
It's in the air. It
Yeah,
can be in the air.
you can get sick emotionally if you hang around with emotionally sick people. You can get mentally sick if you hang around with people who are mentally sick. even physically. So this is why you have to build your own immunity and resistance to all the boogeymen. And that's all they are. They're just boogeymen vying for your attention. Vampires that want your blood. Don't give it to them. Say no contract. Most
Tear it up.
most powerful two words. No contract. In fact, sometimes
No contract.
I just do it, just out of the blue. I might think of something that was embarrassing that I did 25 years ago, and I go, oh wow, yeah, that was embarrassing, and I just no contract. I don't want a contract with that anymore because I don't want to be embarrassed.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
want to deal with that now. It's over, and who remembers it anyway? You, just you. Why entertain?
right.
No one else is thinking about it. See,
It's
we often think that people are thinking about us. What are people thinking about me? I wonder what she thinks. I haven't heard from her for a long time. I wonder what he thinks. And they don't think about you. They've got their own things to think about.
right.
And if they're thinking about you, that they don't have a life. You know, I don't want to have friends who are always thinking about me. You know, I want them to be
It's
thinking
weird.
about their beautiful selves, so then I can, right? So that I can enjoy their beauty.
Yeah.
So, you know, so it kind of it's kind of a problem, like gurus want followers, but then when they get the followers, they're not satisfied. Musicians want to sign a contract and get hits and be famous, but when they get famous, then they want to be hermits because the paparazzi leave them alone. So, it's all about
Absolutely.
just being authentic and yourself, you see? So, yeah, this way you're not being pulled to the left and to the right. It's one of the Hermetic principles in the Kybalion, the principle of rhythm. So when something really nice happens and you're really feeling happy,
hmm
don't don't get carried away with that happiness. Just pull it back a bit. Don't be overly happy because when you do, you'll be overly depressed sooner
Yeah.
or later.
Be balanced.
It has to. It has to be. When you get overly stimulated and overly excited, you will experience the exact opposite. So the master, the philosopher, finds that being happy one day and miserable the next, it's not fun.
No.
So they call it the middle path. They tend to,
Middle way.
instead of going way over here, happy, far left or far right, you just yeah, take it easy on the happiness. Just take it as it comes and enjoy it. Because then when the sad bit comes, you'll only go so far. You won't go all the way over here where you're suicidal. You'll just sort of feel a bit of sadness and you'll cope. You'll cope with the happiness and you keep it balanced, like you keep your boat nice and straight and not too rocky. Don't rock the boat, they say.
Yeah. Let's
Mm,
keep it steady.
yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure, Santos, and it's coming up to about an hour now. I usually do them for about an hour, so thank you so much. And it'd be lovely to have you another time again. And I haven't had any repeat guests, so guys, please support Santos's channel and his work. And I'll have links in the description below um, once I figure out how to post a Zoom video to YouTube. But yeah, so Santos, do you have any last words before we finish up here?
Well, essentially, yeah, I guess I'd like to just remind people to know thyself, and obviously people are going to say, I know who I am. My name's such and such, and I live at such and such. I know who I am, and I'm 5'7", and I'm dark skinned and blue eyed, right? No, know thyself means know what is not tangible and visible of yourself, that is beyond the body, that is absolutely unlimited. And explore it. Explore your unlimitedness. Don't let anyone control you or enslave you or tell you, you know, what to do. There's no governments. There's no one between you and the source. It's you and the source. Everyone else is just farts in the wind. So yeah, reclaim your heroship, your magic, your talents, your senses. Come to your senses. We have more than 5 senses. We've got hundreds of them. That's my, I guess, summation of the gist of syncretism.
Well, thank you for your 2 cents.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank
guys. Thanks for joining us, and bye for now.